Hi there, Trevor here from Double Bill Movies. Hope you're all well. Right, well, the other weekend we went to a camping shop because we needed some bits because we went camping this weekend. So yeah, last weekend we went and did this, and we ended up in a town other than around here. I can't remember, but there was a CEX in this town, and of course it's always dangerous going into these places. And I decided that I was going to start buying some cheap horrors. So I did. But before that, I also got a couple of things through Amazon and one title through eBay. So I'll show you those first. Now through eBay, I bought a film that I'd seen. Can't remember if it was one of my YouTube watches. I think it probably was back when I was unemployed. I'll have to show you that list one day of all these films. And I knew it had a slipcover. I did order it once, but it didn't come with the slipcover, so I got rid of that. And the other day I was on, just sort of thought about it, had a look on eBay, and there it was. So for only about £6 or something, I got baked with a lovely lenticular slipcover. So yeah, not the best light to show you, but this is a great film, Australian film, and yeah, sharks in a supermarket, would you believe? But it's kind of after a tsunami, so yeah, that's the reason it gets in there. But great film, really good film. Then kind of on the back of these video nasties that John and Nigel have been talking about on their series on John's channel, and obviously I have my own collection of video nasties, and I'm thinking of doing my own little sort of series called the 39. Now this is not to tread on John or Nigel's toes at all, because it won't be the same as theirs. It'll just be my thoughts on each film. Now I won't have all 39 of the category 1 video nasties, because there's a couple I really just don't want to buy. I don't want to see, because of the animal cruelty in them. So I just don't want to see those kind of things. But I think I have about 28 of them so far, and as far as I can tell, 90% of those are uncut. I've actually got another one on the way, but it won't be here until a 4K is released, of which I won't say anything about, because I'm sure I'll show you a video of it then. Anyway, back on track. Video nasties. These aren't video nasties, but they are sort of, there are a couple of Nazi exploitation movies in the video nasties. But this is a trilogy of Ilsa movies. Now, I think one of these actually is a video nasty, so need to do my research, don't I? But this is a Spanish release, and it's actually a new release. It actually comes with some art cards. So it comes with 3 movies and some art cards. So it'd be quite cool to watch them. Thankfully, I think I can turn off all the subtitles and just watch it in English or the original audio. A film that was mentioned during the last live stream from John and Nige was, there was another title for it. Anyway, SS Girls was another title for it. So I actually watched this fairly recently, and you know what? Some of it is pretty cheesy, but some of it I would say was fairly realistic to what went on in the war. And in that respect, and there are some battle scenes as well. There are tanks and things and shooting and whatnot. Am I also getting mixed up with the fact that I watched The Beast in Heat? I think I am. Anyway, this was a pretty good film. Yes, there was some generals and yes, there were some generals, and they were sort of being lured into admitting various things that they didn't want to admit to the wrong people. And of course there's a lot of depravity going on, so that's that one. So that's those three. But then, as I said, we went to CEX. I'm sure I'll remember this town that we went to before the end of the video. If not, it doesn't matter. But I picked up only a few Blu-rays. Now, sadly, this disc doesn't work, but it doesn't matter because I got the slip. I can just get another version, which I, you know, a new one cheap somewhere or something. But I love Lee Evans. I think he's hilarious. He's just a genius comedian. Yeah, my kind of humour. That's Lee Evans Monsters. This film, if you saw one of my previous haul videos, I bought part 1 on DVD with a nice slipcover. But I found this on Blu-ray, and that is Outpost 2. So yeah, 2 different formats, but I have Outpost 1 and 2. I haven't seen them yet, but I'm sure I'll get around to it. Now this film I saw at the cinema, and I'm really hoping they do a 4K of it. I don't know why a 4K has not come out, but it is an incredible true story. There is a 1950s movie about the same subject, which I will have to do a double bill of, but that is Operation Mincemeat. I won't go too much into it now. I'll save that for the double bill. But brilliant movie, and got a slip on it too. And this was, I think, only a few pounds in CEX, and it's in pretty good nick. Right, so these horrors, and a couple of World War II films as well. So I haven't seen any of these, but the fact they are only £1.50 or £2 or £1 even, and they all have slips on, so that was a bonus. So this is a film called June. Know nothing about it, so it's all new to me. Let me know if you think it's going to be any good for me. Now, I've heard of this one before. I'm pretty sure Bumper from Bumper's Movies has mentioned it in previous videos, and that is Pie Racket. Pretty cool slipcover this, and sounds interesting, so give that a watch and let you know. Thankfully, a lot of these films are really short, so I should be able to do them in sort of double bills. Not necessarily for double bill episodes, unless you want to see that, you can let me know. This one I've gone purely off the strength of the cover. I really like the look of, and it's called Mountain Lodge. Again, has a slip. All these have slips, so it's a 101 release. 101 tend to release fairly good movies, so yeah, give that a go. And again, as I said, only £1.50, so it didn't break the bank, and I can always pass them back on to CEX if I don't like them. This one, The Tenant. Again, slipcover. Don't know anything about it, but you know, that's the point of buying them like this, is that, oh, excuse me, I'm not breaking the bank, and again, I can pass them back. But it has an 18 certificate, so that should mean it's a little bit better than it might be if it was a 15. And the previous one was a 15, as you probably saw, but there's plenty of amazing 15 certificate horror movies out there, so I'm not saying that you know, it has to have an 18 certificate. It can sometimes lead to them being slightly better movies. This one again has a great cover. I hope the film lives up to it, and it's called The Oak Room. Lovely slipcover that. Again, let me know if you've seen it, whether I'm wasting my money. But it's a new movie because it's got this new style 15 on it. So whereas you got the old 15, we've seen that for years, so we know what that looks like. And then you've got these new ones. So yeah, that's a 2019 movie. Now this cover looks amazing, yeah, I don't know much about the subject matter, but I'm willing to learn a bit more. So, Eternally Cursed, The Haunting of the Mary Celeste. So yeah, I hope this looks as good as the cover makes it out to be. And again, this is a new film because it's got the same Modern 15 certificate. I don't know if any of these films are on Blu-ray at all, but if they are, then I like them. I shall probably hunt them down. Now this one is World War II based, and but a bit of a horror story, and I think it's also based on reality. And that is The Revenge of Robert. Now, doesn't that look creepy? But again, slipcover, slightly older movie because it's got the older 15 on it. But yeah, looks kind of interesting. And as you should know, I like my World War II. Again, this one also looks really interesting. Not sure if it's based on reality or not. It might be, but I'll find out. And it is Secret Weapon. So I think, oh no, it does say English language, but it's about finding a Russian weapon which was accidentally left behind somewhere. So yeah, there we go. Again, slipcover, Secret Weapon. Another World War II one, the last little pile here. Now this, I will have to put subtitles on for. This is Summer of 44, as in 1944. You know, not the best summer in the world, because as you can see, explosions and tanks and things. And but again, this is a modern movie because the modern 15 certificate. So yeah, I think this is on Prime as well. So if I want to watch it in HD, I can. Now this film I saw at my old job. No, I didn't. This was another of my YouTube videos when I wasn't employed, so I didn't have a job. But I really like this, and it is called Psych 9. You can see there because the lovely CEX sticker is covering that there. But this is a really good film. Again, I don't think there's a Blu-ray version of it because I've looked and looked and looked. But if you know of one, let me know. Because I really like this film, so I'm glad I've got it on DVD, but would rather have it on Blu-ray. This is an oldie, one I've never actually seen, but I've heard about. You know, I know the title of. I actually don't know anything about it, but you've got Carrie Fox, Christopher Ecclestone, and a name I can't read because the bloody sticker's on it, but it is Shallow Graves, an old school MGM release. This case feels more solid. It's definitely an old school case for DVD because it's better quality than some of the others. Because you sort of pick it up thinking there must be a booklet or something in there, but no, it's just a disc. Now this, I'm not sure if I've mentioned this in my, no, I wouldn't have mentioned this in my collection videos yet, or if I've mentioned it at all in any of my other videos, but I have this on Blu-ray. I have a steelbook of it, but this version not only came with a nice slip box, but it comes with part of a graphic novel for only £1.50. I wasn't going to leave it on the shelf, so that's 30 Days of Night with this in it. So yeah, I thought why not sort of expand my current version of it, because 30 Days of Night is a brilliant film. Not only picture quality and story, but sound wise, it's definitely a reference movie. So it's kind of a reference movie all round, picture and sound, and you know, great story at the same time. Shame the sequel's just not very good, not very good at all. Now, you may have heard me talk about crusty viewing, crusty watches, crusty movies. I like my pristine version and I like my crusty version. So that's where Don't Go in the House, Arrow's release of that, the Arrow Store exclusive one, covers all the bases because it has the VHS version, it's got 35mm print versions, it's got extended versions, cut versions, all this, that and the other. It's got about 7 or 8 versions on there. And obviously one of them will be a nice pristine restoration version. And I imagine we'll get a 4K of it at some point. And I won't mind double dipping just to buy a standard version. But so I brought a DVD of this. I probably used to have it years ago. I currently have the 4K scanned version, so the 4K mastered version on Steelbook, and I'm pretty sure we're about to get a proper 4K, but it Texas Chainsaw Massacre. So that's my crusty version, because this will be prior to any restoration, so it should look pretty crusty. And then last of all, so Jason from, sorry Jason, I can't remember your channel's name, but I know Ash goes on about it a lot. Is it Movies with Jason? I'm sorry if that's not right, but I know he likes his Anchor Bays. And once I saw, excuse me, got itchy eye. Once I saw that this was an Anchor Bay release, I thought I had to pick it up, and it is a 2-disc version of The Last House on the Left, and it does come with 2 discs and a booklet with the famous saying, you know, to avoid painting, just to keep telling yourself it's just a movie, it's just a movie, it's just a movie. So yeah, I'm sure I'll watch this at some point. I mean, obviously Arrow's Blu-ray is pretty crusty because it's a crusty kind of movie anyway. But it would be interesting to look at this version. Haven't worked out if this is uncut yet or not, but it doesn't matter because the Arrow version is. So there you go. That was my massive CEX haul. Again, I don't do too many of these kind of videos, so watch them while you can. Please like the video so other people can see it. Subscribe to the channel, and set your notifications to all if you don't want to miss any of my future videos. So until the next one, take it easy.